3, 2, 1, and welcome back to the Briones Pickleball Podcast, everybody. It is your host, Jordan Briones, and my special, amazing co-host. I don't know where we're going from here.
My mom says I'm special.
There we go. Caden Nemov.
What's up, gang?
Yeah, we don't have a live audience like other shows here, but that is coming. That is coming.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. We're back, and we promised all of you a weekly podcast. We're trying our best.
We are trying our best.
Caden is traveling, tournament to tournament. Just in a little nutshell, Caden, tell them about your schedule, what you've had going on this week.
I just got back from Kansas City. I've been back since Saturday night, so I've gotten Sunday to just relax a little bit, and then just back on the grind of drilling.
Nice.
Trying to get some time in the gym, just find some time to relax as well, and take care of myself. I can't lie, I was supposed to play Tennessee this week, but I actually am no longer playing that, and I might go to San Diego and see my sister because
really?
Yeah,
Cool.
San Diego, 1 is beautiful. 2, I guess it'd be cool to see my sister, but actually 3, my mom is going to visit, so I'd get to see my mom, and that is more than enough of an excuse to go. So
all right, man. Cool.
Yeah, just living the life.
All right, well, we are going to be diving into some strategy tips like we always do on this podcast. We're going to be going over a couple of things, and we're going to be talking about the latest PBA. Actually, you just came back from there. We're going to dive into a lot of different things. So let's see. First thing, I guess, to start off, just thank our sponsors really quick. Selkirk, thank you very much for all you do. If you want a Selkirk paddle, or if you want any apparel, go ahead and make sure you check the description below. Caden, off to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Yola Pickleball, best paddles in the game. And thank you to Avalon. I'm actually coming out with a signature line of
shirts.
Can't say anything too crazy, but yes, I will be coming out with a signature t-shirt coming out very soon. So please go and support your boy, because I can't lie, the shirts I got to design them with the team, and they are pretty dang cool.
Okay.
And of course, thank you, LA Gear. LA Gear, best shoes in pickleball.
All right. I actually use Wilson's. I've been using them a long time. Not a sponsor, but great shoes. Okay, so we'll hop right into our strategy tip of the week. Pickleball tip of the week.
Look at those photos, man. Those are good. Who took those? Are those professional grade?
Yeah, professional grade there.
Wow.
Okay, pickleball tip of the week. Caden, I'll probably, you know what, since I'm using Tui, I'll topspin dink it to you.
Okay.
All right.
Right over to me. I would say my weekly tip, this is more for tournament players, or maybe just rec players who do take maybe their practice a little bit more seriously.
Sure.
Now, typically we don't take timeouts in rec, but in tournaments we should be using our timeouts, and we should definitely be making adjustments when we take our timeouts. So whether it's something that you noticed in a pattern, you should always be recognizing when patterns are working or when they're not. So utilize your timeouts to make your adjustments during your match, so you don't have to go back and kind of picture it back in your brain when the match is done and say, oh man, I wish I did this, or I wish I did that. I could have done this. I could have done that. There's just a lot of what ifs, I would say, a lot of the time in pickleball, and you can get rid of some of those by making your adjustments in the moment instead of after it.
I love it, man. What if? Don't be a what if. You know?
Don't be a what iffer.
So Caden, let's dive a little bit deeper, and I have a couple thoughts on this, but Timmy, so everyone goes through this.
Yep.
At every level, you're playing a tournament. This has happened to me in rec play in tournaments, and I noticed it after the fact. So even the pros, I'm sure all of them have dealt with this at some time. You miss it, right? But you learn, you grow. So let's now put yourself in a 3-0, 3-5, playing a tournament.
Yeah.
Whatever. What are you looking for? Like, what are some major things that you're thinking going in? How do you recognize patterns? How do you actually kind of, it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
So give just a couple simple things that you look for, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah, I would say personally, I look for, maybe some weaker spots on players. So if I find that, I've beat them a couple times in backhand to backhand dink rallies, and then, maybe throw in a mixed up dink to the middle a little bit to the inside foot, and that caught them off guard. That might be something I want to try again. If I feel like, I'm driving and I'm attacking and it's working, I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm going to continue to do it until they make an adjustment.
Yeah.
I also would say that a lot of the times I'm looking for, a shot that I really like that they can't catch up to, right? And if that's something that is working well, then, or maybe it's not working well, I have to make my adjustments in the match, right? If I hit a speed up at someone's chest, I'm not going to just go back to that spot if it didn't work. If it did work, maybe I might try it again. But, patterns, weak spots on the body, whether it's a forehand or a backhand, maybe just making them a little bit more uncomfortable by throwing up a lob or not throwing up, but just like hitting an attack into a good spot. Knowing when you're playing a lefty and righty, these are all things that you should be noticing.
Yeah. Good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Yeah, there's a lot of things there. Obviously, when you're playing, it is tough. It is tough because that you're playing, you're focusing on a lot of different things. Your footwork, you're trying to also focus on your shot. So I do see how it's very difficult for players. But Caden, that was really good. I'm gonna give quick things on that. I think I'm actually gonna work on something like this to kind of help players.
Yeah,
like maybe some sort of
recognition,
some sort of thing, but recognizing things. Number one, I would say that something that I try to look out for first is who's got the better hands.
Yeah.
So, and to go deeper, like actually what I'm actually going for first is who's got the stronger counters.
Right.
That's what I'm actually going for first, because when I'm actually attacking, when I need to attack, it's going to tell me like who am I actually going to go for first.
For sure.
On my drives, on my flicks, on my rolls. And obviously the ones who have really good hands, I probably am going to attack there less when I'm straight on with them or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing that I like to look for is who's more aggressive on their thirds.
Yeah.
So when I'm returning or my partner's returning, it's really important that I'm actually testing that first, and like I'll hit returns to the middle, see who comes over more if they do that. But either way, like I rather, especially in the beginning of the game, I rather deal with drops just personally than drives.
Yeah.
Just initially off the bat, right? Because it's less.
Gotta get warm.
It's less.
Yeah, right.
Less pressure. But if somebody is just really aggressive and their drives are really low, now they have shake and bake opportunities. A lot of things can happen.
Yeah.
So that will at least give me like, okay, so who do I need to return to, and then when I attack, who can I attack first? So those are just really simple things that I think.
What's actually a wildly underrated one that I don't think it gets thought of enough is one thing I really look for actually, and one of the biggest things I always realize is who made the error of the last point. So if the last point that we just played, someone made an unforced error, or maybe someone did something that they didn't like, I'm going to go after that person in the next point.
Yeah.
Right. Or like if I, am the returning team and I hit a return and one of the players hits the third into the net, I'm going to tell my partner, or I'm going to hit it myself. I'm going to hit the return back to that person. Yeah. Right. Because when you make mistakes, of course, I mean, not everybody, but I would say most players get frustrated when you make a dumb mistake. Right. That's just who we are as individuals. If you're competitive and you play sports, you don't like making mistakes. I know I don't like making mistakes. Yeah. But if I notice that someone that I'm playing makes a dumb mistake, I'm going to go right back to them knowing probably good chance that
like
they're pretty
that.
frustrated.
I like that. That's tactical, and also you can tell kind of like body body language though. You kind of like, and that's something we can dive deeper in. But that's really attacking, pushing and pulling on the right string. So
100%.
That's really good, man. I like that. We can talk more about that. If you enjoyed that segment, go ahead and drop down below, or
drop down below.
Drop a comment down below.
Oh, okay.
You can actually, in your mental game, because this is everyone, right now, as you're watching this, listening, comment below on what is the hardest thing that, the hardest thing for you when you're playing tournaments. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear it.
It's different for everybody. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay. So that was Pickleball tip of the week. Recognizing your opponents, things like that. We're going to jump into, a lot of different things today. We're going to talk about the PPA and things like that. But before that, Caden, we have some 5-day intensives coming up.
Yes, we do.
And this
Couple
is
that I just added to the calendar, in fact.
And this is where we dive deep into your individual game. And obviously, it's in a group setting, but Caden and I really have thought this out for so long and planned it, how we can be very individualized within a group setting and work with every single player, and really work with every single player individually. And since it's 5 days in a week long, there's a lot of camps, there's a lot of things out there. But, what we have come to find, just even, doing the 2-day intensives, which are great and very effective. But, with 5 days, we can change and make moves in your game, because a lot of it is breaking bad habits. A lot of it is recognizing what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. And after the 5 days, Caden, you and me know these players pretty well, from the inside out. So it's just, anyways, if you're interested in anything like this,
I will say,
check the description.
The 2-day and the 5-day, they're both great. But what the 5-day really allows is you to be on the court 5 days in a row working on your craft with us right there. So, 2 days is obviously great. You're going to get a whole lot of information, but it's 2 days. And I mean, I love the 2 days because it's quick and it's short. It's not a crazy long trip. But how many people do the 2-day and they go, God, that was so much fun. We should do an extra day.
Yeah.
And I'm I wish we could.
Well, that's why we
created this. You know what I mean? So 5 days of, making your mistakes and getting it wrong until you get it right. That's what's so cool about it. And I think we saw a ton of improvement just in the 5 days from a lot of the students that we taught in the last 2.
Yeah. So shout out to all the groups that's already trained with us. We have some coming out. We're going to be planning for Q1 2025 soon. So there's that.
Damn.
And then just really.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Hold your horse. Hold your horse.
Really quick, before we get into the PPA stuff, I just want to, again, we have a free attacking masterclass. If you just go to attackmasterclass.com, it teaches you everything about attacking, or the main things about attacking in that masterclass. So if you just go to that,
and it's how much?
It's actually free.
It's free.
So it's actually free, the Attack Masterclass. But again, there's a lot of things. We talked about this, Caden. Like, what are we looking for as high level players? Like, how to attack,
how you attack,
and when. And specifically, like, we get into some really good details. So
there's a lot that goes into attacking. It's not just I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
So
you're right. So
if you feel like you're playing pickleball and you are trying to work on attacking and it's not going as well as you thought it would, this masterclass just might be for you.
All right. So check that out.
And it's free. Like, what in this world is free these days?
There you go. Check that out.
You can't even get a Apple for less than $2.
True. All right. Check that out in the description here. What do we got, Caden? Next is our
recap of PPA Kansas City.
All right. So, Caden, you just came back from the Kansas City. How was it over there? What was the weather like? And then we'll get into, the big stuff here with actually some upsets.
Pretty wild
tournament here. But what was the venue like? I don't know, man.
So I went to this venue last year. I actually really liked this venue. The only thing that sucked about it is that it's like 45 to an hour away from the airport.
That sounds like the Texas scenario.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Luckily, Kansas City's a little bit cooler.
Is it?
In my opinion, yeah. I think it is. I don't know. I like it a little bit more, but it was pretty warm. It wasn't cold.
What was it, like 80s?
It was like 80s, but it's a little bit humid there. I guess the week before during MLP, it was like unbearable. It was super hot. So I'm glad I didn't have to go through that. But the weather was great. It did rain one day, but it was singles day, so what do we care? You know, it's not like I'm playing singles. I mean, I would maybe. I'll consider it. Venue is nice. I actually did end up playing, but I was thrown in the qualifier, and I lost to some good buddies, I lost to, one of my good buddies out here named Kyle Kazuda, and that was very frustrating. We lost 11-9 in the third, and
couldn't be closer, huh?
Yeah, my partner also was dying on the court because he had to qualify for mixed and singles, which was a little tough. So he's a good player. I'm excited to run a couple tournaments back with him. His name's Robert Slutsky.
Okay.
He's actually my age, but I never would have guessed that because he's
he?
like a big, hairy, tall. Have you seen him?
No.
He literally looks like.
Just based on the name, he's got to. It's like I'm thinking like he's got to be over 30.
Big Jufro. He's got like big beard. Big hairy dude. He's my age. I'm like, dude, wow. What? This is crazy. I look like a toddler next to you, but he's a great player, lefty. Actually reminds me.
Lefty.
Reminds me a lot of like Jack, in kind of like game style.
Got it.
Good mover. Big body, big presence. Great drives. Good player.
Tennis player, I assume.
He played some tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to play with him again. I don't think he'll get heat stroke this next time, which will be nice. But, dude, he's sick. I'm actually pretty excited.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some we'll go through some PPA stuff. Obviously, MLP has been going on. Shout out to Mr. CG.
Yeah. Second gold medal, second title this year.
Mr. Connor Garnett. Men's singles, obviously. He's been there before, but what are we gonna say about Connor? I mean, shout out to Connor, man. You've been on our channel, you've been on the podcast. Super cool guy.
Tui Nation.
Really just solidifying really how important the two-hander is in singles.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more important in doubles. Obviously, you hear us preach about it, teach about it.
Yeah.
But specifically.
But you know what the crazy part is?
Sure.
You got a guy like Tyson McGuffin coming in second with absolutely no backhand in singles, which is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy how he makes it work. I mean, he's got probably one of the hottest forehands in pickleball.
Yeah.
But Tyson beat Federico in the semis to go to the gold medal match.
I did see that.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, so Tyson obviously slice return, right? No topspin on the return.
No topspin on the return.
You know what? And I was looking at the matches and just like analyzing because, I like to analyze a lot of the singles matches, but you keep that puppy low and deep. I hear a lot. And here's something we can talk about, Caden. Obviously, we've gone through the growth of the game, and obviously everybody now they're hitting, especially in we'll call it in singles and doubles. Everyone's hitting topspin returns nowadays.
Even I am. That's crazy.
Even you, forehand and backhand. But just my thoughts on the slice. The whole thing about for me, like giving them more topspin to work with when you slice in things like that. So for me, what is the word? Scientifically, or there's another word, but scientifically, it holds true what they're saying. But I'm telling you, when you actually have, and when you can hit a slice that is low to the ground and it's skipping, that does not help your topspin out.
No.
It is difficult.
It's hard. Good slices is really, really hard to return. And I think actually a great example of this is Mari Humberg getting bronze. Like in the women's division, obviously Brooke got gold. Kei-Fei, he got second. That was an incredible gold medal match.
All right.
Shout out to
the ladies.
Yeah, Mari Humberg, I don't know if she's necessarily like the greatest singles player I've ever seen in my life, but one of the best parts of her game is her slice.
Wow.
And she's got a great backhand slice, and she keeps it so low. And I think the percentages for most people are not quite there, which is why topspin, I think, is a little bit easier and more effective for most people. But when you hit slice well, that causes a lot of mistakes from people. It's hard to get underneath.
Even at the pro level. And what I would say, too, is there's a difference, right? There's kind of a difference in slice. Like there's back in the day, players were slicing everything, but it's like a high loft slice.
Right.
That kind of slice adds topspin, and it's very slow. We're talking about cutting slices that are
where
it's
bouncing.
Dead.
Yeah, right. Nothing going up on that ball.
Hey, maybe the name of this episode is "Slices Are Back," huh? Slices are back.
Maybe.
All right, so Christopher Hayworth, obviously, I think he took out Ben Johns, yes?
No, Ben did not play. Ben and Annalie did not play singles. They were
so that
doing
was a totally different tournament that
correct,
I'm talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
Chris beat, actually, I'm sorry, Chris lost to Connor Garnett in the semifinals.
Okay.
And that was a pretty sick match.
Okay, now I remember. Yep, I saw that. All right, so, yeah, obviously Annalie was not in the lineup here. Brooke Buckner.
Taking home her second gold.
Awesome.
Actually, believe it or not, Kate and Connor won gold, their first golds in singles at LA Open.
Okay.
They were the men's and women's singles champions in LA at LA Open, and now they're doing it again together.
So did Catherine,
at Kansas City.
Catherine not play then?
I believe
Or did she get upset? And I would have to see. I gotta see.
I don't remember exactly.
Okay. Well, we will keep it moving. We'll keep it moving. All right, women's dubs. We got Catherine Pronto, Annalie Waters. Surprise. Really not a surprise there. You know what? The Kawamotos are playing great. Lacey and Jade for silver. And do you know what happened there? Or what the story is with the sisters? Why they split up? Because I'm not into tune with everything, but they ended up playing each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's do you know anything about that?
I don't know too much, and I'm not going to be the guy to say, oh yeah, this is exactly what happened, because I don't know. But as someone who has a sister who also plays pickleball, I'm going to be honest for a second. It's not always sunshine, rainbows, and daisies and gummy worms when it comes to playing with your sibling.
You could actually see that in John's brother sometimes.
Yeah. But I think, honestly, it has to do with kind of just, build up of the relationship of sibling. And it does, it's a lot. Like it's hard to play with a loved one.
Sometimes it works, sometimes, and they played well together.
Yeah.
So,
of course. That's what's crazy.
Sometimes you just need a break sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I took a break from playing with my family members. Like, I'm on year 3 right now, but maybe one day I'll get back to it.
All right. So that's the ladies. We're kind of, so Georgia and Mary Humberg for bronze.
Yeah, Mari Humberg's on the come up, man. She's already in Premier. She's good.
Wow, yeah, that's nice. I kind of like how they do the flags here. That's kind of maybe a newer thing. I haven't seen the PPA website in a while, but it just reminds me of the Olympics. Dude,
I want a China one.
Are you're gonna play for China over US?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
No.
Wait, really?
No.
Okay. All right. I was like,
I don't know, man. But maybe China might need players. US would have a good list of players.
That is a thing. That is a thing.
Maybe you see Augie and I are competing for China in 2032.
All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
We're gonna move on to men's. We're gonna not talk about the gold and silver right now. We're gonna go to the bronze really quick. Christian Halshawn and Hayden Patrickman. Man,
they beat Ben and Colin in the bronze.
Got it.
Yeah,
but I got you.
Mm-hmm.
They did?
Yes. Fed and Gabe beat them in the semis, and then gold and bronze medal match were on Sunday, and they.
Oh, you know what? I'm totally blanking out on the. It is double elimination then. Still.
No. Not necessarily, but if you make it to the semis you lose, you do get kind of like a double elimination.
Gotcha. Okay, so Christian Alshan, obviously, shout out to Christian. He's been playing well. Been putting out some YouTube content. Hayden though, man, I've really enjoyed watching his game develop. Dude, and just, you know, I mean, you've known him a long time.
Mm-hmm. I've known him since he was
obviously, but
almost.
But again, man, what I've just noticed is just his consistency and decision making has just gotten so good.
Firepower, his confidence, it's all coming together, dude.
Yeah, and I don't even know, but he's got to be in the top 10. I guess we can look at that.
Oh, in the rankings?
In the rankings,
I think so. Yeah,
he's got to be close.
I mean, I think there are people in this world who would put him as a top 5 pickleball player in the world right now.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, tell me. Would you go ahead, drop in the comments? Do you guys think Hayden Petroquin's a top 5 pickleball player in the world? Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know. He just might be, and he's only 18 years old, which is freaking crazy.
Well, there's another youngster that we're going to talk about soon. But so they
is it Josiah, your son?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have some stories about that.
Okay.
Well, stay tuned. We'll talk about the Briones pickleball things coming up here. But yeah, so but Hayden and Christian beat the Johns in the bronze medal, but Federico and Gabe beat them to knock them out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously that was the first upset of the tournament, and
I mean, Fed and Gabe were the 4 seed.
Sure.
So it wasn't that crazy, but Ben and Colin were the 2 seed, so technically it is an upset.
Yeah, yes. But let's just talk about that though. Federico and a little picture of them. Federico and Gabe. Man, I've been watching them obviously a lot.
Fed's 3rd title with 3 different partners. One with Hayden, one with Matt Wright, and now one with Gabe.
Yeah, so consistency, and it shows that he is adaptable. So Federico, obviously, #1 singles player right now.
So steady.
#1 singles player in points, but also a great doubles player. And man, Gabe Tardio, we've had him and Andre on the podcast, and I'm telling you, he's nasty. It's absolutely disgusting what he can do with his attacks. And and I actually watched. So I watch what I can. Okay, I watch what I can out there.
You're busy. You got 3 kids. You know, you got a life. I get it.
But things come up and I click. Okay, sometimes things come up and I'm very busy. So, but Federico and Gabe, this match against the Johns, I watched, and it was just unbelievable to me. I mean, they were icing this kid out. They were doing their absolute best to not hit any balls to Tardio. This is
dangerous, bro.
This is my assessment just from what I really watched. And man, I talked to you about this, Caden, actually beforehand, but from what I saw just this week with Tardio, I mean, I can't think of a person who's just deadlier on attacking. And just, I'm talking about off the bounce, out of the air, not knowing where it's going to be, and being really just not scared in a way as the opponent, but in a way it's like you do not want to mess with a high ball with Gabe Tardio because
you don't want to miss a dink high. You don't want to do it. You do not want to do it.
Because chances are you're losing that point.
Pessa and Craig played Fed and Gabe earlier in the day. And in the first game, they were tight. Like, it was a good match in the first, but then they kind of just ran away with it. And then the second game was a slaughter fest. Obviously I was there rooting on my boys, but that second game, there wasn't a whole lot they could do. Once Gabe got warm, it was tough to beat. And I think that was the rest of the challenge, but
so
they're pretty nasty.
Yeah, so obviously J.W. Johnson, Dylan Frazier, man, I mean, besides the Johns, they're just the most consistent team.
Yeah.
Men's doubles team. Shout out to them for silver, but man, I'm going to watch this back because I might do some, comment below if you want some, some strategic things on these gold medal matches, but just by skimming through kind of before the pod, I mean, even the score line, I mean, it was not even close, Caden. When we talk about Stack, Shroot, and Tardio versus Johnson and Frazier.
No, 3 straight games.
You tell me, but I don't remember a time that I can think of
where J-Dub and Dylan looked that silly.
That they lost by like that quickly. I don't even know. I honestly don't even know if the Johns have done it.
Yeah.
They might have once.
Probably.
But man, it is something. It is a sight to see. And I'm scrolling through some of the points and stuff, and I literally found 5 speed up winners from Gabe. So
No, Gabe's nasty on the right. It's not funny.
So that's men's doubles. I didn't get to watch mixed at all, but not a surprise. Obviously, Ben Johns and Anna Lee. They
it went 5 in mixed.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to watch that match. So Georgia Johnson, JW Johnson. Shout out to the brother and sister duo and Federico and Catherine. Great team there.
Actually, it looks like I don't know. I'm not sure if this means Catherine and Jack Sock are not playing together anymore, but Fed and Catherine are a good team. I mean, Catherine should be getting, more medals than
she's definitely a top.
I think she has this year.
Top 3 mixed player for sure.
100%.
I think she's probably ranked 1 or 2 actually.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's kind of a recap of
PPA Kansas City.
PPA Kansas City. Yeah. We're going to be, we talk all things pickleball here. We give you your strategy tip in the beginning, and we're going to talk about a lot of things every week. So if you're enjoying this podcast right now, give us a like, leave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. Let us know in the comments too, we want this podcast really to be steered. I don't even think is a word, but we want to listen to you. So just really quickly, comment below of if you are if you're listening to this right time, for the first time, you could comment below. But if you listen to our podcast every week, comment below if it's some things that you actually want to hear about.
Yeah.
What you want us to talk about. Do you enjoy hearing recaps? Do you enjoy
what's your favorite segments? Come on, give us some juicy details, man.
Paddle talk. Like, tell us what you guys and gals like. And what do we got?
Did I tell you that I got the new Gen 3S from Yola?
Wait, what is the Gen 3S? It's the Gen 3 that's legal?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the mod and the Gen 3?
You're asking the wrong guy, but it feels damn good.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, we got paddle reviews coming out, folks.
Guess what?
Yes.
First paddle that I've ever seen without a USAPA approved logo. It's UPA approved.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
The pickleball.
There's a lot.
UPA's governing body.
There's a lot going on there,
but it's pretty sweet.
Maybe we'll talk about that next time. But Caden, let's jump right in. Okay, are we going next segment?
Yeah, here we go. You ready? This is a new segment that we just decided to come up with today.
Here we go.
If I'm being 100% honest, but I just thought I'd share a little story about.
Hold on.
Ooh, look at that.
Podcast stories with Caden.
Wow.
So every week, Caden's going to tell us a little story here.
Either about my funny upbringing story or maybe like a funny pickleball story. But today I've got one for you. And we're going to go back to 2020 when COVID actually just hit.
The year of the big C.
Mm-hmm. So COVID.
Can we just shout out really quick? Hold on.
You want to shout out COVID-19?
Yeah, let's shout out COVID-19. Glad you're gone. Yeah. I know there's variants, okay, but I'm just telling you, just from a personal experience, and I know a lot of you out there, it was tough.
Yeah,
it was a tough.
I think it hit everybody a little bit differently, but
years. Just my family for where we are at. It was tough. I'm glad that's gone.
Sure.
I wish everyone here the best health that you can have. So
so sweet.
Let's get into your story. Huh?
Okay. Yeah. So back in 2020, COVID had struck, and we could not go play pickleball at our local courts at the time. Everything was shut down. So my dad, being my dad, he's after about a week of being locked in the house, he was like, "I can't do this. I need to play pickleball." I was like, well, what do you want to do, my man? So we actually moved all of our cars out of the driveway.
Oh.
And we made a little makeshift pickleball court in our driveway.
Is this San Francisco?
Not San Francisco. We don't really have a driveway in San Francisco.
Yeah,
this was in Cupertino. My dad had just moved to Cupertino. I just started attending junior college at Foothill, which is in it's in Cupertino, or Los Altos, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. It's all kind of one big area. But my dad and I, we made we put the net out. We made a little makeshift court with kind of just like a kitchen and it kind of went back to the baseline, but we didn't have a baseline because it got cut off.
Okay.
So the turf that was like outside of next to our driveway was kind of right there. And my dad and I were like, okay, hey, at least we have a little thing that we can come out here and hit, whatever, no big deal. So
wait. Were the courts still shut down here?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah. It was literally like the first or second week of COVID.
Got it.
Right. So like everything was shut down. You were not allowed to leave your house. You know what I mean? And so we're hitting. We're probably about 10, 15 minutes in.
Okay. All right.
And my dad is a great coach. I love my dad. But I can't stand when he tries to tell me something. Right. It's just like a weird father-son type of thing where like, when he tries to tell me something, my head gets warm and like I turn red.
Did this happen? I'm sure this happened throughout all your sports that you played growing up.
Of course. And that's the thing, right? Is like, I don't have a problem with him coaching me if I don't know anything about what's going on. You know what I mean? But at this point, I was a better player than him.
Okay, I was going to say, wait, you do have a problem. You do have a problem with him coaching.
Yes, absolutely. But it's just like he used to coach my baseball teams and whatnot. I didn't have a problem with it because I was still a young baseball player. You know what I mean? But he said something, and it really pissed me off. And so we were kind of just stinking. And finally, he kind of like popped one up. And I swear I hit this ball probably like 120%. I hit it as hard as I could. Like
dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to zip one past his face.
Oh, Pat. Oh, not Adam.
I mean, I kind of put it at him, but I wanted it to go by him.
Okay, so you purposely weren't going to hit him.
Correct.
But it was just...
And I mean, to be fair, if it hit him in the face, he has glasses, you know what I mean? He would have been fine. But anyways, I hit him square in the nipple. And I turned his purple...
Which one? Like left or right?
It was in here. So I got him in a good spot. I got him kind of like in the chicken wing. But he literally like screamed. He screamed Bloody Mary.
No.
He dropped his paddle on the ground, like chucked it on the ground, threw a little tantrum, took about 8 Bigfoot steps to the door, walked inside, didn't come back out, and we didn't play pickleball outside on that little makeshift court for the rest of COVID.
Oh, that was it. Bro, you ended the it just stopped right there.
It stopped right then and there.
Oh man. No. So what interesting story.
Yeah.
Podcast stories with Caden, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's dive deeper. Well, what happened? What happened after that, dude?
I eventually went inside and he like had ice on his nipple and I was just like, dude, what happened? He's like, dude, hit me square in the nipple. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's just like, why did you do that? I was like, I don't know. And he's just like, well, if you're gonna do that, I'm not gonna do that. And I was just like, well, what do you mean you're not gonna do it? He's like, I don't want to hit with you if you're gonna do dumb shit like that. Oh,
go ahead.
If you're going to do dumb stuff like that. And so I was just like, okay, like I won't. And he was just like, okay, well, give me a sec. And then we just like didn't go back out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So he wasn't too stoked about it. It did feel pretty good. I can't lie.
But you guys have resolved it.
Of course. Then. Yeah. I mean, it was 4 years ago. So I think we're good now. But yeah, my dad was not too happy about that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the comment below if you have a story like that with your father, or maybe another
like
figure.
A mother-daughter, son, father-daughter.
I mean, it'd be really interesting. Okay, if you have a story like this, maybe we'll read it. Maybe we'll read it in the next pod.
That'd be funny,
huh?
Yeah, if you guys got some good stories.
Yeah. All right, I like that, Caden. I like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody, we really appreciate you. And again, we're gonna do our very best to come out with a weekly pod for you.
That'd be sweet.
Caden and I are hustling. I'm working on a lot of stuff. Caden's on the tour.
Every day I'm hustling.
Right. We're doing a lot of different things. And yeah, we just really appreciate you. Make sure you check out our Attack Masterclass, our free masterclass if you want to learn how to attack correctly. attackmasterclass.com. Caden, do you have any last words, man?
I love my mama. No, I'm good. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next pod.
Thank you, everybody. See ya.